Welcome to BhaaviTaram video channel, Legacy for the Future. Today we are talking about an important aspect of how to be successful as an entrepreneur. Because this is the age of entrepreneurship. Everybody is starting some company or other idea, right? So we'll talk about the one thing as an entrepreneurship you need to do so that you become very successful. So let me go ahead and share my presentation and we'll talk about it, right? One thing to succeed as an entrepreneur. What could be one thing to succeed as an entrepreneur? So BhaaviTaram video channel is mission is to help share information about health and wealth with 1 million people by 31st December 2024. So we need all of your support, encouragement, sharing, caring, watching, and sharing, right? So in fact, there is no one thing to become very successful as an entrepreneur, but there are many. However, stick with me. In this video, I'm going to talk about the most important one thing that you need to become successful as an entrepreneurship. What are the many? Hey, if you want to be successful, you need to have a very good idea, maybe good people, right? Resources, probably budget, investment capital. You need to have time, good marketing, many things, especially most importantly, adding value to the customer. Right? So before we reveal the secret, what is that one thing you need to become successful as an entrepreneur? I want to give you a couple of case studies. Okay. And you all know probably all of this, like good to great. This is the humble beginnings of Amazon. Jeff Bezos himself is working. If you look at his table in a garage, he's sitting, right? It's a makeshift table. He made his own table probably. See the cables and the table and where he's sitting, how he wrote the Amazon, right? Humble beginnings. But the story is something called good to great. What do I mean by that? When Jeff Bezos started his company, the Amazon, the internet boom is coming up, early 2000 era. He was a professional working on Wall Street, financial era, financial industry and all that, had a very good life. In fact, many people opposed his idea. Why you are doing what you are doing? Because you had such a good life. But only one person knows how great it can be, because that's an entrepreneur, right? Most of the time, people around you, they probably emotional. But as an entrepreneur, you need emotion and also you need to have fact and you look at the future, right? So in spite of his very successful career on the Wall Street, probably I'm sure he might be a millionaire by then. But still, when he started his own company, he was doing everything, right? As an owner, like a carrying, of course, it started with the books, right? For many, many years, of course, it was not in profits, but very initial stages. Look at him and where he is sitting and all, right? He himself was getting the books, packing them, shipping them, and all that. Hey, that's a real entrepreneur. He was not looking at the how good it was, but he was looking at how great it can be, because he wanted to serve the just all over the world. He saw the potential what an internet and e-commerce can do this to the world, right? Yeah, one way he could be, we can say, he's a pioneer. Okay, hold to this thought. How about this? Apple company, where it started a humble beginning again. I believe this is Steve Jobs' parents' home. What they looked at is they looked at the options, the choices they wanted, because in the market, the only one or two computers are available, or computer companies with the black screens and all that. But they want to be innovative, colorful, and design and all that. Hey, they worked very hard by themselves, and they revolutionized the company or the computer industry, the choices we have. Right today, see where the Apple company is. Right? How about this? This is a story from rags to riches. In fact, I have good fortunate to meet Mr. Pullareddy Garu at his own place for about an hour or so. He was one of the very, very successful person, pioneer and example for many people. And he used to say, hey, employees are my kids. They used to take care of everything, right? But the reason I met with him during my college days, we started working on a project to came up with an idea of interviewing 3 to 5 people who became very successful like this, rags to riches. People who are not having anything at all, but they became very successful, right? Today, of course, he has built empire. He is no more, but he was one of the pioneer in developing a sweet shop, right? And eventually I believe they have colleges and many other things, and they export probably to many countries. Pretty much every, I am not sure about now, but a few years ago, any flight you see, definitely there should be a Polaroid sweets in that, right? They become very successful, one of the wealthiest family today, right? Again, how he start, very humble beginning. Initially he started selling clothes on a bicycle. He lost it all somehow. Then, with great difficulty, he secured a loan for 25 rupees. Then he started selling. Of course, this is not exactly his cart, but I just put it as an example. He started selling little bit sweets made with rice and all the things, selling in the market, and then upgraded a little bit and slowly, and eventually it became an empire of a sweet company. And today, probably with his name, like a Reddy surname, there is a lot of sweet shops, especially in Telugu states. Right? Hey, all what is the common in all this? Of course, they worked hard, they had budget, they had planning, discipline, and everything. But one thing, as I said, the secret to be successful to become an entrepreneur is one thing is most important is they always focus on the outcomes. They do not forget why they started a business. I see the people now, oh, I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, I cannot do this, I cannot do this. They won't say that. Like, for example, if you look at Jeff Bezos, he was very successful professional. But when he started the Amazon, he was not looking for hiring people to do the things because there's no revenue is being generated or company itself is kind of not started at all. He himself packing the books, carrying on his shoulders and delivering courier and all that he was doing by himself sitting in a garage. Similarly, the Apple and Mr. Polaretti, right? So what I'm saying is, if you want to be an entrepreneur, become successful, besides a lot of things like capital, investment, time, ideas, marketing, good resource and everything, but as an entrepreneur yourself, you should focus on outcomes, and you should have a mentality of whatever it takes and anything and everything needed to become successful in that business you got to do starting, especially at least in the beginning of it. But when I meet people, oh man, this is not my kind of thing, I don't like this. No, you're not qualified to be an entrepreneur. You got to be a better employee. Go for a job, right? Because if your goal is to be successful, add value to the people and run a successful company, eventually build very successful company, starting from like a startup to grow to the big company, good to great. You should be willing to do anything and everything to make that company work. This is called work is worship. So if you have that, you can become successful. So always you focus on the outcomes rather than, oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do this, or I don't like this. No. right? So that won't work. Hope you got the secret. If you focus on that one thing, that is focusing on the outcomes and do whatever it takes, any kind of work it is required to make your company stand and grow, you'll be very, very successful like these people and many other people around the world. So thank you. Like us, share us with your family, with your friends. If you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe to BhaaviTaram video channel. We'll see you in another video.